Stream is live. Alright, has no videos, it's too quiet. Go live, let me just refresh this. Alright, I think I'm live. Alright, so let's go here. So good afternoon everybody. It's actually afternoon here. From where I am, I'm actually in the Philippines. It's 4:27 and this is a test broadcast. I'm trying to use XSplit right now and this is my first time ever streaming. Um, trying to check. Yeah, trying to check through my app if I could see me streaming. And no, it's not reading my stream. Mm, Let me just refresh my page. It says here I'm live right now. Okay. Let me see how much of a delay I have on my stream, just to make sure. Alright, I got about 10-20 seconds of delay. But that's fine. So welcome to my stream, guys. Again, sorry about the cut on my first stream. I'm not sure why it cut itself off, but as you can see, I'm new to streaming. My name is Charles. Our critic is supposed to be the name I'm gonna come on with Switch, but then again, I couldn't change my name or my Twitch name. My original Twitch name is a713h5, so that's Sheila spelled upside down. Uh, so if you have problems or you can't recall how to spell my stream name, just spell that name and flip it upside down. So, what what am I here for, or what would you expect from my stream? Honestly, I don't know yet. Um, I do like gaming. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Particularly, I love games like Minecraft, Terraria. Although Heroes of the Storm is something that I'm really interested in, but I haven't played League or anything like that, or Hero League. I have tried. I've tried just quick match, and that sometimes depends really on who you're playing with. Could be a double-edged blade. Could be a positive or a negative sometimes. So, since I'm learning Twitch for the first time, I'd like to probably get over the terms of service to make sure that I am not violating any of these terms of service. So, let's go ahead. Let me just switch scenes. All right, here I am. Okay. Terms of service. Let me see if we could. I'm not sure if this is too big or too small for you, but just in case, let's go ahead and enlarge that. All right. Okay. So introduction, terms of service. All right. We got a lot of things to go through here. The scroll bar is pretty big, so I don't think this will take us all day. So introduction, your agreement to these terms of service. Please read these terms of service carefully. Uh, this is a binding contract. All right. Let's see if I'm getting any. Right. Let me see if I'm getting any chat. All right. Just see. One viewer. We'll just check stream chat. All right. Just in case, I'll just have stream chat open here in front of me. Moderation, something that I am not really looking forward to. Just open up my other window. Twitch. Alright, I'm on XSplit. Let me just go back to my Twitch page. Sorry, I have to go back because I'm just checking if I can probably stream. Alright, I can see my preview. Okay, I'm checking for chat. Welcome. Let me just test this. Alright, instant. It's very nice. Auto mod has been enabled for this channel. Check the rooms. Alright, no rooms yet. Okay, so again, let's get back to the stream. Okay, we're talking about the terms of service. So this is a contract from Switch. Welcome to the services operated by Twitch Interactive Incorporated with its affiliates, Twitch, consisting of the websites available at www.twitch.tv and its network of websites, software applications, or any other products or services offered by Twitch. The Twitch services, other services offered by Twitch may be subject to separate terms. When using the Twitch services, you may be subject to Twitch's privacy policy, Twitch's community guidelines, and you'll be subject to additional guidelines or rules that are posted on the Twitch service. Okay, I think I'm blocking the view. Let me just, yeah, so I can block less. Twitch may also offer certain paid services which are subject to the Twitch terms of sale, as well as additional terms or conditions that are disclosed to you in connection with such services. All such terms and guidelines, the guidelines, which forward they're going to be called the guidelines, are incorporated into these terms of service by reference. Terms of service apply whether you are a user that registers an account with the Twitch servers or an unregistered user. So even if you're just casually using Twitch services, you are obligated by these rules, I believe. You agree that by clicking sign up or otherwise registering, downloading, accessing, or using the Twitch services, you are entering into a legally binding agreement between you and Twitch regarding your use of the Twitch services. You acknowledge that you have read, understood, and agree to be bound by these terms of service. If you do not agree to these terms of service, do not access or otherwise use any of the Twitch services. When using or opening an account with Twitch on behalf of a company, entity, or organization, collectively it's going to be called, moving forward, subscribing organization, you represent and warrant that you, first, are an authorized representative of the subscribing organization with the authority to bind that organization to these terms of service and grant the license to set forth herein. What does that mean? Authority to bind the organization. Okay, so on behalf of the organization, you are agreeing to these licenses. That's what it simply means. Second, agree to these terms of service on behalf of such subscribing organization. So, yeah. Number 2, use of Twitch by minors and blocked persons. The Twitch servers are not available to persons under the age of 13. If you are between the ages of 13 and 18, that's pretty young, little teenagers, except 19, are between 13 and the age of legal majority of the jurisdiction of residence, you may only use Twitch services under the supervision of a parent or a legal guardian who agrees to be bound by these terms of service. So the parent must agree on your behalf. The Twitch services are also not available to any users previously removed from the Twitch services by Twitch. Finally, the Twitch services are not available to any persons barred from receiving them under the laws of the United States, such as its export and re-export restrictions and regulations, or applicable laws in any other jurisdiction. By downloading, installing, or otherwise using the Twitch services, you represent that you are at least 13 years of age, that your parent or legal guardian agrees to be bound by these terms of services if you are between 13 and the age of legal majority in your jurisdiction of residence. Sorry, that's pretty long. This is a pretty long sentence. And that you have not been previously removed or prohibited from receiving the Twitch services. So let's go to number 3, privacy policy. Your privacy is important to Twitch. Please see our privacy policy, which we might get to later, for information relating to how we collect, use, and disclose your personal information. The privacy choices on how you can manage your online privacy when you use the Twitch services. Number 4, account and password. So I believe I'm not violating any any guidelines right now. Account and password. Of course, I'm not showing my account and password. In order to open an account, you'll be asked to provide us with certain information such as account name and password, which unfortunately I can't change. You are solely responsible for maintaining the confidentiality of your account and password, for restricting access to your computer, and for all activities that occur under your account or password. Please make sure the information you provide to Twitch upon registration and at all other times is true, accurate, current, and complete to the best of your knowledge. Of course, uh, I believe I entered all my details correctly. I hope you did too. Uh, unless expressly permitted by in writing, so let me just go down a couple of ticks here. Unless expressly permitted in writing by Twitch, you may not sell, rent, lease, share, or provide access to your account to anyone else, including without limitation, charging anyone for access to administrative rights on your account. Twitch reserves the right. Let me just. Twitch reserves the right. Oh wait. All available legal rights and remedies to prevent unauthorized use of the Twitch services, including, sorry about that, but not limited to technological barriers, IP mapping, and in serious cases, directly contact your ISP regarding such unauthorized use. Alright, so they may contact your ISP if the account was illegally used. If you have reason to believe that your account is no longer secure, for instances of loss, theft, unauthorized disclosure, or use of your account password or any credit, debit, or charge card, immediately notify Twitch at legal at twitch.tv. Third-party accounts. Twitch may permit you to register for and log on to the Twitch services via certain third-party services. The third party's collection, use, and disclosure of your information will be subject to that third-party service's privacy policy. Further information about how Twitch collects, uses, and discloses your personal information when you link your Twitch account and with your account on any third-party services can be found in our privacy policy, which we might probably go back to. Number 5, use of devices and services. Access to the Twitch services may require the use of your personal computer or mobile device. Alright, yeah, I've installed my mobile device in my desktop computer, as well as communications with or use of space on such devices. You're responsible for any internet connection or mobile fees and charges that you incur when accessing the Twitch services. Let me just turn this off. Modification of these terms of service. Twitch may amend any of the terms of these terms of service by posting the terms. Your continued use of Twitch services after the effective date of the revised terms of service constitutes your acceptance of the terms. Okay, so they can change it at any time they want. Your continued use will, of course, still accept the changes. Okay, license. The Twitch services are owned and operated by Twitch unless otherwise indicated. All content, information, and other materials on the Twitch services, excluding user content, set out in Section 8 below. User content, just over there, just over here. Okay, user content, including, without limitation, Twitch trademarks and logos. I can use that, by the way. Visual interfaces, design, graphics, compilation, information, software, computer code, source code or object code, services, text, pictures, information, data, sound files, other files, and the selection and the arrangement thereof. Collectively, the materials are protected by relevant intellectual property and propriety rights and laws. All materials contained in the Twitch services are the property of Twitch or its subsidiaries or affiliated companies and or third-party licensors, unless otherwise expressly stated in writing by Twitch. By agreeing to these terms of service, you are granted a limited, non-sublicensable license. So you cannot use the Twitch license and sub-license that to someone else. Because I believe that can be done through certain companies. For example, a personal and limited right to access and use the Twitch services for your personal use or internal business use only. Twitch reserves all rights not expressly granted in terms of service. This license is subject to these terms of service and does not permit you to engage in any of the following: resale or commercial use of the Twitch services or the materials, distribution, public performance or public display of any materials. So, okay, modifying or otherwise making any derivative uses of the Twitch services or the materials, or any portion of them. Use of any data mining, robots, or similar data gathering or extraction methods. Downloading, except page caching of any portion of the Twitch services, the materials, or any information contained in them, especially as expressly permitted in the Twitch services. Or F, any use of the Twitch services or the materials except for their intended purposes. Any use of the Twitch services or the materials except as specifically authorized in these terms of service without the prior written permission of Twitch is strictly prohibited and may violate intellectual property rights or other laws. Unless explicitly stated in these terms of services, nothing in them shall be interpreted as conferring any license to intellectual property rights, whether by estoppel. Okay, that's a word. Let me just, sorry about this. Just tab it. Let me just save that and I'll search what this means later. Implication or other legal principles. Twitch can terminate this license at any time without notice, including where we reasonably consider that A. Use of the Twitch services violates these terms of services or applicable law. B. You fraudulently use or misuse the Twitch services. Or C. We're able to continue providing the Twitch service to you due to technical legitimate business reasons. Okay, user content. This was prefixed earlier, number 7. Twitch allows users to distribute streaming live and pre-recorded audio-visual works to use services such as chat, bulletin boards, forum postings, wiki contributions, voice interactive services, and to participate in other activities in which you may create, post, transmit, perform, or store content, messages, text, sound, images, applications, code, or other data or materials on the Twitch services. User content. Moving forward, this will be called user content. A license to Twitch. Unless otherwise agreed to in a writing agreement between you and Twitch, that was signed by an authorized representative of Twitch. If you submit, transmit, display, perform, post, or store user content using the Twitch services, you'll grant Twitch and its sub-licenses to the furthest extent and for the maximum duration permitted by applicable law, including in perpetuity if permitted under applicable law, an unrestricted, worldwide, irrevocable, fully sub-licensable, non-exclusive, and royalty-free right to. Okay, so this is kind of long, but what I've gotten so far from this message is Twitch may give you the license to distribute of course, you have an authorized representative of Twitch to do this with you. Okay, so let's continue. The and royalty-free right to A, use, reproduce, modify, adapt, publish, translate, create derivative works from, distribute, perform, and display such user content, including without limitation for promoting and redistributing part or all of the Twitch services and derivative works thereof. In any format, media, or media channels now known or later developed or discovered, and B. Use the name, identity, likeness, and voice or other biographical information that you submit in connection with such user content. Such user content containing the name, identity, likeness, and voice or other biographical information of third parties, you represent and warrant that you have obtained the appropriate consents and or licenses for your use of such features, that Twitch and its sub-licenses are allowed to use them to the extent indicated in these terms of service. So what I believe this is saying is, um, Twitch assumes that you've already had the proper um, authorization before you broadcast any content, which is not yours, which you're borrowing. Okay. With respect to user content known as add-ons, maps, mods, or other types of projects submitted through chrisforge.com or related sites, submitted projects. So that's what they're going to be called here, submitted projects. The rights granted by you and here under terminate once you remove or delete such submitted projects from the Twitch services. You also acknowledge that Twitch may retain but not display, distribute, or perform server copies of submitted projects that have been removed or deleted. Okay, let me just take a break from here. That's pretty long. How long have I been up? No, it doesn't say here. 22. Hmm. Oh well. It says here one viewer. Who's this one viewer? I can't see you. I think it's the auto mod, but eh. It's just okay. Stream health. All right, pretty good so far. With respect to streaming live and pre-recorded audiovisual works, the rights granted by you uh, here under terminate once you delete such user content from the Twitch services, or generally by closing your account. So, okay, except A, to the extent you shared with others as part of the Twitch services and others copied or stored portions of the user content or made a clip. Twitch use it for promotional purposes and for reasonable time it takes to remove from backup and other systems. B. User content representations and warranties. You are solely responsible for your user content and the consequence of posting or publishing it. You represent and warrant that 1. You are the creator and owner of the user content or otherwise have sufficient rights and authority to grant the rights granted herein. Number 2, your user content does not and will not A. Infringe, violate or misappropriate any third-party right, including any copyright, trademark, patent, trade secret, moral right, privacy right, right of publicity, or any other intellectual property or proprietary right, or B. Defame any other person. 3. Your user content does not contain any viruses, adware, spyware, worms, or other harmful or malicious code. And 4, unless you have received prior written authorization, your user content specifically does not contain any pre-release or non-public beta software or game content or any confidential information of Twitch or third parties. Twitch reserves all rights and remedies against any users who breach these representations and warranties. Content is uploaded at your own risk. Twitch uses reasonable security measures in order to let me just scroll down. In order to attempt to protect user content against unauthorized copying and distribution. However, Twitch does not guarantee that any unauthorized copying, use, or distribution of user content by third parties will not take place. Of course, they can't guarantee that. They have like a billion users, a billion streamers that cannot moderate all of them. Of course, they use AI, but that AI has some funky things going on with it. To the furthest extent permitted by applicable law, you hereby agree to Twitch that Twitch shall not be liable for any unauthorized copying, use, or distribution of user content by third parties and release, and forever waive any claims you have against Twitch for any such unauthorized copying or usage of the user content under any theory. The security measures to protect user content used by the Twitch herein are provided and used as is, and with no warranties, guarantees, conditions, assurances, or other terms that such security measures will withstand attempts to evade security mechanisms, or that there will be no cracks, disablements, or other circumvention as such security measures. Give me a moment. Let me just check if I'm streaming on. Oh yeah, category is IRL. Okay, that's good. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Promotions. Users may promote, administer, or conduct a promotion, a contest, or sweepstakes on, through, or utilizing the Twitch services. A promotion. So from here on, moving forward, any promotion is going to be called promotion. If you choose to promote, administer, or conduct a promotion, you must adhere to the following rules. Okay. Very specific. You may carry out promotions to the extent permitted by applicable law, and you are solely responsible for ensuring that any promotions comply with any and all applicable laws, obligations, and restrictions. Number two, you'll be classified as a promoter of your promotion. Okay, promoter of your promotion, including, without limitation, the execution, administration, and operation of the promotion, drafting and posting any official rules, selecting winners, issuing prizes, and obtaining all necessary third-party permissions and approvals, including, without limitation, filing any and all necessary registrations and bonds. Twitch has the right to remove your promotion from the Twitch service if Twitch reasonably believes that your promotion does not comply with the terms of service or applicable law. Number 3. Twitch is not responsible for and does not endorse or support any such promotions. You may not indicate that Twitch is a sponsor or co-sponsor for your promotion. Okay, so even if they are co-sponsoring for Twitch, you cannot indicate that. I think that's what it means. There's also you may not indicate. Okay, so yeah, I believe that's what it says. You will display or read out the following when a promotion is connected to the promotion to your promotion. This is a promotion by whatever. Twitch does not sponsor or endorse my name promotion. It's not responsible for. This is very very useful. Let me just copy this. Let me just put that on chat. All right, so I have to disclose this, add my name. This is a promotion by iCritic. Twitch does not sponsor or endorse iCritic's promotion and is not responsible for this promotion. Okay, simple enough. Let me just add that to my notes because I can. Okay, promotion. Just in case I may promote something, I would love to because there are some services that I really love, and I would really like to promote them. Endorsements or testimonials. You agree that your user content will comply with the FTC's. All right, FTC. Here's a problem. I'm not sure. Yeah, earlier it did say that I should follow rules from the US, so I guess I'll have to comply with this. Guidelines concerning the use of testimonial and endorsements in advertising, FTC.com's disclosure guide, and FTC's native advertising guidelines, and any other guidelines issued by the FTC from time to time. FTC's guidelines. So from moving forward, this will be called FTC guidelines, as well as any other advertising guidelines required under applicable law. For example, if you have been paid or provided with free products in exchange for discussing and promoting a product or service through the Twitch services, or if you are an employee of a company that you decide to discuss or promote the company's products or services through the Twitch services, you agree to comply with the FTC's guidelines requiring for disclosing such relationships. You, and not Twitch, are solely responsible for any endorsements or testimonials you make regarding any product or service through the Twitch service. So here's the important part. Prohibited conduct. Let me just scroll down a bit so we can see. You do not agree to violate any law, contract, intellectual property, or third-party right or commit a tort. Tort? Let me just search that later. And you are solely responsible for your conduct while on the Twitch services. You agree that you will comply with these terms of service and Twitch community guidelines and will not 1. Create, upload, transmit, distribute, or store any content that is inaccurate, unlawful, infringing, defamatory, obscene, pornographic, invasive of privacy or public rights, harassing, threatening, abusive, inflammatory, or otherwise objectionable. So, objectionable is kind of vague, so this is very vaguely worded, but mm, some people may object to something you do, others may not, so. Mm, impersonate any person. Okay, impersonate people or entity, falsely claim an affiliation with any person or entity, or access the Twitch services accounts of others without permission, forge another person's digital signature, misrepresent the source, identity, or content of information transmitted via the Twitch services, or perform any other similar fraudulent activity. Okay. 3. Make unsolicited offers, advertisements, proposals, or send junk mail or spam to users of Twitch services, including, without limitation, unsolicited advertising, promotional materials or other solicitation material, bulk mailing of commercial advertising, chain mail, informational announcements, charity requests, petitions for signatures, or any of the preceding things related to promotional giveaways, such as raffles and contests, and other similar activities. Number 4, harvest or collect email addresses or other contact information of other users from the Twitch services. So I may not harvest or collect them. What about my promotion? I guess not. Defame, harass, abuse, threaten, or defraud users of the Twitch services, or collect or attempt to collect personal information about users or third parties without their consent. Give me a minute. Just need to take a breather. I've been online for how long? Just check. Oops. How long have I been up? Alright, I have excellent stream health. No frames dropped. Alright. Okay. Damn, this is hard. I'm not even an hour in and I'm feeling a bit tired. Maybe it's because I just came home from work, but we'll push through. Number 6, remove, circumvent, disable, damage, or otherwise interfere with security-related features of the Twitch services or user content. Features that prevent or restrict use of or copying of any content accessible through the Twitch services, features that enforce limitations on the use of the Twitch services or user content, or delete the copyright or any proprietary rights notices on the Twitch service or user content. Reverse engineer, decompile, disassemble, or otherwise attempt to discover the source of the Twitch service or any part thereof, except and only in the extent that this activity is expressly permitted by the law of a jurisdiction of residence. I think China requires people to disclose information about their site, which in turn prompted Europe to create GDPR, I think it's called GDPR, But those are just some assumptions I'm making. China, man, love China. So, number eight, modify, adapt, translate, or create derivative works based upon the Twitch services or any part thereof, except and only in the extent that such activity is expressly permitted by applicable law, notwithstanding this limitation. Interfere with or damage operation of the Twitch services or any user's enjoyment of them by any means, including uploading or otherwise disseminating virus, adware, spyware, worms, or other malicious code. Speaking of, I'm going to talk about malicious code later. Relay email from a third party's email servers without the permission of that third party. Access to any website, server, software, application, or other computer resource owned and or licensed by Twitch, including but not limited to the Twitch services, by means of any robot, bot, spider, scraper, crawler, or any automated means for any purpose, or bypass any measures Twitch may use to prevent or restrict access to any website, server, software application, or other computer resources owned and or used and or licensed Twitch, including but not limited to the Twitch services. Okay, by means of any robot, spider, scraper, crawler, or other automated means for any purpose or bypass any measures Twitch may use to prevent or restrict access to any website, server, software, application, or other computer resource owned, used, and or licensed by Twitch, including but not limited to Twitch servers. Number 12, manipulate identifiers in order to disguise the origin of any user content transmitted through the Twitch services. Mm, okay. Interfere with or disrupt the Twitch services or servers or networks connected to the Twitch services, or disobey any requirements, procedures, policies, or regulations of networks connected to the Twitch services. Use the Twitch services in any manner that could interfere with, disrupt, negatively affect, or inhibit other users from fully enjoying the Twitch services, or that could damage, disable, overburden, or impair the functioning of the Twitch services in any manner. Use or attempt to use another user's account without authorization from that user in Twitch, so I'm not allowed to do that. Attempt to circumvent any content filtering techniques we employ, or attempt to access any service or area of the Twitch services that you are not authorized to access. Attempt to indicate in any manner that you have a relationship with us and that we have endorsed you or any products or services for any purpose, and use the Twitch services for any illegal purposes. Let me just scroll down, and in violation of any local, state, national, or international law or regulation, including, without limitation, laws governing intellectual property and other proprietary rights, data protection, and privacy. Twitch takes no responsibility and assumes no liability for any user content or for any loss or damage resulting from them. Therefrom. Whoa. Whoa. It's a word. Therefrom. Nor is Twitch liable for any mistakes, defamation, slander, libel, omissions, falsehoods, obscenity, pornography, or profanity you may encounter when using the Twitch services. Your use of the Twitch services is at your own risk. In addition, these rules do not create any private right of action on the part or any party or any reasonable expectation that the Twitch services will not contain any content that is prohibited by such rules. Twitch is not liable for any statements or representations, including in user content. Twitch does not endorse any user content, opinion, remediation, or advice expressed therein. And Twitch expressly disclaims any and all liability in connection with user content. So let me just pause there. What that means is Twitch is not liable for what the streamer says or they do. Okay? Because they have, again, no control over that. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, Twitch reserves the right to remove, screen, or edit any user content posted or stored on the Twitch services at any time and without notice. including where such user content violates the terms of service or applicable law, and you are solely responsible for creating backup copies of and replacing any user content you post or store on the Twitch services at your sole cost and expense. Any use of the Twitch services in violation of the foregoing violates these terms of service and may result in, among other things, termination or suspension of your rights to use the Twitch services. Woo! And I'm just halfway. It's burning me out. So, respecting copyright. Twitch respects the intellectual property of others and follows the requirements set forth in the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, and other applicable laws. If you are a copyright owner or agent thereof and believe that content posted on Twitch services infringes upon your copyright, please submit a notice following our DMCA guidelines, which include further information and/or about our policies, what you include in your notice, and where to submit your notice. Trademarks. Twitch and Twitch logos, the curse logos, and other product or service name, logo, or slogan used by Twitch, and the look and feel of the Twitch services, including all pages, headers, custom graphics, button icons, and scripts, are trademarks or trade dress of Twitch, and may not be used in whole or in part in connection with any product service that is not Twitch's in any manner that is likely to cause confusion among customers or in any manner and disparages its or discredits Twitch without our prior written permission. Any use of these trademarks must be in accordance with any guidelines that Twitch may provide you from time to time. All other trademarks referenced in the Twitch services are the property of their respective owners. Reference on the Twitch services to any product, services, processes, or other information by trade name, trademark, manufacturer, supplier, or otherwise does not constitute or imply endorsement, sponsorship, or recommendation thereof by us or any other affiliation. Just give me a break, maybe just a minute. Okay. Third-party content. In addition to user content, Twitch may provide other third-party content on the Twitch services. Collectively, the third-party content, or it's going to be called third-party content moving forward, Twitch does not control or endorse any third-party content that makes no representation or warranties of any kind regarding the third-party content, including, without limitation, regarding its accuracy or completeness. Please be aware that we do not create third-party content, update, or monitor it. Therefore, we are not responsible for any third-party content on the Twitch services. Could you be specific with what type of third-party content? Or this the applications? Plugins, maybe? You're responsible for deciding if you want to access or use these third-party websites or applications. Oh, okay, so they're talking about third-party websites or applications that link from the Twitch services. Twitch does not control your or endorse any such reference sites or the information, materials, products, or services contained on or accessible through reference sites and makes no representations or warranties of any kind regarding. Okay. What? 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 Okay, regarding the reference sites. In addition, your correspondence or business dealings with or participation of promotions of advertisers found on or through the Twitch services are solely between you and such advertiser. Access and use of reference sites, including the information, materials, products, and services on or available through reference sites, is only at your own risk. Give me a minute. Idea submissions. By submitting ideas, suggestions, documents, and/or proposals, submissions, to Twitch or its employees, you acknowledge that you agree that Twitch shall be entitled to use or disclose such submissions for any purpose in any way without providing compensation or credit to you. Oh, so you can submit an idea And Twitch may not credit you, but you have to credit Twitch or other third parties. Not saying life is fair. Honestly, life ain't fair. You have to deal with stuff in life. The termination. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, Twitch reserves the right, without notice and in our sole discretion, to terminate your license to use of Twitch services, including or post user content, and to block or prevent your future access to and use of the Twitch services, including where we reasonably consider that A. Your use of the Twitch services violates these terms of service or the law. You fraudulently use or misuse the Twitch services, or C. We are unable to continue providing the Twitch services to you due to technical or legitimate business reasons. This includes the ability to terminate or to suspend your access to any purchased product or services. Let me just scroll down, including any subscriptions, Twitch Prime or Turbo accounts, to the fullest extent permitted by applicable law. Your only remedy with respect to any dissatisfaction with 1. The Twitch services, 2. Any terms of these terms of services, or 3. Any policy or practice of Twitch in operating the Twitch services, or 4. Any content of or information transmitted through the Twitch services. It is to terminate your account and discontinue use of any and all parts of the Twitch services. Man, this is hard. Disputes. Indemnification. Oh my god, what's that word? Just search that later. You agree to indemnify, defend, and hold harmless Twitch, its affiliated companies, contractors, employees, agents, and its third-party suppliers, licensors, and partners from any claims, losses, damages, liabilities, including legal fees and expenses arising out of your use or misuse of the Twitch services. Any user content you post, store, or otherwise transmit in or through the Twitch services, your violation of the rights of any third party, any violation of you of these terms of service, or any breach of the representations, warranties, and covenants made by you herein, Twitch reserves the right at your expense to assume the exclusive defense and control of any matter for which you are required to indemnify Twitch. You agree to cooperate with Twitch's defense of these claims. Let me just scroll down a bit because I think my face is blocking. Okay. Twitch will use reasonable efforts to notify you of such claims, actions, or proceeding upon becoming aware of it. The foregoing indemnity includes, without limitation, any claims, losses, damages, liabilities, including legal fees and expenses arising out of your promotion or user content. Mhm, mhm. Oh, I got 4 users. What's this? Okay. Disclaimers. No warranties. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, the Twitch services the Twitch services and the content and materials contained therein are provided as an as-is basis without warranties of any kind, either express or implied, except as expressly provided to the contrary in a writing by Twitch. B. Twitch and its affiliates, partners, and suppliers, or Twitch parties, disclaim all other warranties, statutory, express, or implied, including, but not limited to, implied warranties of the merchantability, fitness for a particular purpose, title, and non-infringement as to the Twitch service, including any information, content, or materials contained therein. Twitch does not represent it or warrant that content or materials on the Twitch service are accurate, complete, reliable, current, or error-free. Twitch is not responsible for typographical errors or omissions relating to text or photography. And while Twitch attempts to make your access and use of the Twitch service safe, Twitch cannot and does not represent or warrant that the Twitch services or our servers are free of viruses or other harmful components, and therefore you should use industry recognized software to detect and disinfect viruses from any download. No, from any download. No advice or information, whether oral or written, obtained by you from Twitch or through the Twitch services will create any warranty not expressly stated herein. You expressly acknowledge that, as used in the Section 15, the term Twitch includes Twitch officers, directors, employees, shareholders, agents, licensors, and subcontractors. Alright, I'm almost done. And it's almost an hour now. Limitation of liability and damages. First, limitation of liability. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, A. In no event shall Twitch or the Twitch parties be liable for any direct, special, indirect, or consequential damages, or any other damages of any kind, including, but not limited to, loss of use, loss of profits, or loss of data, whether an action in contract, tort, including but not limited to negligence or otherwise arising of or in any way connected with the use of or inability to use the Twitch services. The content or the materials, including without limitation any damages caused by the resulting caused by or resulting from reliance by user or on any information obtained from Twitch, or that results from mistakes, omissions, interruptions, deletion of files or email, errors, defects, viruses, delays in operations or transmission, or any failure of performance, whether or not resulting from acts of God, communication failure, theft, destruction, or unauthorized access to Twitch's records, program, or services, and B. In no event shall the aggregate liability of Twitch, whether in contract, warranty, tort, including negligence, whether active, passive, or imputed, product liability, strict liability, or other theory arising out of or relating to the use of or inability to use the Twitch services exceed the amount paid by you, if any, for accessing the Twitch services during the 12 months immediately preceding the date of the claim, or $100, whichever is greater. So reference sites. These limitations of liability also apply with respect to damages incurred by you by reason of any products or services sold or provided on any reference sites or otherwise by third parties other than Twitch, and received through or advertised on the Twitch services or received through any reference sites. Number 3, basis of the bargain. Let me just give me a minute. I'll just scroll down. Alright. You acknowledge and agree that Twitch has offered the Twitch services, user content, materials, and other content and information, set its prices, and entered into these terms of service in reliance upon the warranty disclaimers and the limitations of liability set forth herein. That the warranty disclaimers and the limitations of liability set forth herein reflect a reasonable and fair allocation of risk between you and Twitch, and the warranty disclaimers and the limitations of liability set forth herein form an essential basis of the bargain between you and Twitch. Twitch would not be able to provide the Twitch services to you on an economically reasonable basis without these limitations. Letter D. Applicable law and venue. Number 1. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, you and Twitch agree that if you are a subscribing organization or a consumer resident of a jurisdiction other than that those in number 2 below, the following governing laws and arbitration providing applies. Please read the following carefully because it requires you to arbitrate disputes with Twitch and limits the manner in which you seek relief from Twitch. You and Twitch agree to arbitrate any dispute arising from these terms of services or your use of the Twitch services, except you and Twitch are not required to arbitrate any disputes in which either party seeks equitable and other relief from alleged unlawful use of copyrights, trademarks, trade names, logos, trade secrets, or patents. Arbitration prevents you from suing in court or from having a jury trial. You and Twitch agree that you will notify each other in writing of any dispute within 30 days when it arises. Notice to Twitch shall be sent to Twitch Interactive Incorporated. Let me just get this address. Let me just paste this. And this is if you want to San Fran. Okay, this is if you want to pursue arbitration. So for arbitration. Twitch Interactive Incorporated attorney. Attention, legal, 350 Bush Street, second floor, San Francisco, California, 94104. You and Twitch further agree to attempt informal resolution prior to any demand for arbitration, and or any arbitration will occur in Santa Clara County, California. That arbitration will be conducted confidentially by a single arbitrator in accordance with the rules of JAAMS and the state or federal courts in Santa Clara County, California. Have exclusive jurisdiction over any appeals of an arbitration award and over any suit between the parties not subject to arbitration. Other than class procedures and remedies discussed below, the arbitrator has the authority to grant any remedy that would otherwise be available in court. Any dispute between the parties will be governed by this agreement and the laws of the state of California and applicable United States law without giving effect to any conflict or laws principles that may provide for the application of the law of another jurisdiction, whether the dispute is heard or arbitration or in court. You and Twitch will not commence against the other in class action, arbitration, or other representative action or proceeding. So what this says is you can't sue Twitch. Ugh. I have no plans of suing Twitch, but this is really heavy-handed, or at least that's how I feel. If you are a resident in any jurisdiction in which the provisions in the section above is found to be unenforceable, then the following shall apply. Any disputes, claims, or cause of action arising of or in connection with these terms and services will be governed by and construed under the laws of jurisdiction of your residence. So it's going to happen in the Philippines, where we have very bad digital laws. Any disputes, claims, or causes of action arising out of or in connection with these terms of service shall be resolved by competent civil courts within your jurisdiction of residence. Now, regarding claims, you and Twitch agree that any cause of action arising out of or related to the Twitch services must commence within 1 year after the cause of the action accrues. Otherwise, such cause of action is permanently barred. Okay, after a year. So that's limits. They're talking about statutes of limitation. Miscellaneous waiver. Miscellaneous A waiver. If we fail to exercise or enforce any right or provision of these terms and services, you will not constitute a waiver of such rights or provision. Any waiver of any provision of these terms of service will be effective only if in writing and signed by the relevant party. Let me just scroll down. Severability. So if any provision of these terms of services or any guideline is held to be unlawful, void, or for any reason unenforceable, that provision will be limited or eliminated from these terms of service to the minimum extent necessary and will not affect the validity and enforceability of any remaining provisions. Give me a minute. Assignment. These terms and services and related guidelines and any rights and licenses granted hereunder may not be transferred or assigned by you, but may be assigned by Twitch without restriction. Any assignment attempted to be made in violation of this terms and service shall be void. Assignment. I'm thinking homework, but I don't think that's it. Let me just search this later. I have to get the correct context. Survival. Upon termination of these terms of service, any provision which, by its nature or express terms, should survive, will survive such termination or expiration, including... Oh, I think I dropped some frames. Give me a minute. Okay. Still says I have... Oh, I dropped 600 frames. Whoa, what was that? Did I disconnect? I don't think so. Let me just check. Oh yeah. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, the show must go on. Survival. Upon termination of these terms of service, any provision which, by its nature or express term, should survive, will survive such termination or expiration, including, but not limited to, Section 7, Section 7, 8, 11, 12, 15 to 17. Okay. Entire agreement. I was curious about that. This was just 16, so survival also includes this part. So it's like a loop. It's referencing this particular part. Entire agreement. The terms of service, together with the terms of sale, the privacy policy, and the guidelines, is an entire agreement between you and Twitch, relating to the subject matter herein, and will not be modified except in writing, signed, or otherwise agreed to by both parties, or by change to these terms of service, guidelines made by Twitch as set forth in Section 6 above. Okay, request for information on how to serve a subpoena. Okay, if you want to subpoena Twitch, I think this is it the same? Okay, let me just check. I don't think that's the same. Oh yeah, yeah. This is for subpoena, for serving subpoenas. Okay. All requests for information or documents related to potential, anticipated, or current legal proceedings, investigations, or disputes, or for third-party user information from any Twitch service must be made using the appropriate level of legal process and must be properly served on Twitch via the corporate service company, Twitch's national registered agent. Please find the California address for the CSC. The CSC office in your jurisdiction may be located through the Secretary of State's website. So this Twitch Interactive Incorporated, care of Corporation Service Company, okay, 2710 Gateway Oaks Drive, Suite 150 North, Sacramento, California 95833. Please note that Twitch, give me just a second, let me just scroll down. I think, is this the last? Oh my god, I'm so excited to finish this. Please note that Twitch does not accept such features for information or documents or service of process via email or fax and will not respond to such requests. All requests must include the information you may have that will help us identify the relevant records, particularly the Twitch service at issue. So, for example, twitch.tv, gamepedia.com, and the username at issue. Example, the Twitch username, and specify the information requested and its relationship to your investigation. Please note that limiting your request to the relevant records will facilitate efficient processing of your request, of course. You can't request for all the information. You can request specific information relevant to your case. The Twitch services are offered by Twitch Interactive Incorporated, located at 350 Bush Street, second floor, San Francisco, California 94104, and the email help@twitch.tv. Let me just get that, just for my records. If you are not a California resident, you may have the same information emailed to you by sending a letter to the foregoing address with your email address and the request for this information. Okay, this is for people like me from abroad, not in the United States, particularly California. Specific terms of Twitch Sings. What? Twitch Sings. Twitch Sings, which is part of the Twitch services, is a free-to-play singing game and streamer tool available on PC, iOS, and Android. It allows anyone to sing rights cleared music privately or live on their personal Twitch channel, and to create and share VODs with users of Twitch and the other users of Twitch Sings. All game activity can be streamed on Twitch without any additional software. Sing a song to start to finish, perform a duo, go live within a concert setting to hundreds of cheering fans. Bonus, if you use a Twitch Sings feature, so 18 is, I don't think, anyway, Use the Twitch Syncs feature and allows you to stream your performance live to Twitch. Emotes from chat will rise from the audience while follows, cheers, and subscription notices are highlighted with alerts and in-concert effects. Before you stage dive on top of screaming fans, several guidelines. Sing the song lyrics as displayed in the app or when song lyrics are not displayed to the best of your knowledge. Avoid altering the fundamental character of any song included in Twitch Sings. And behave in rock parlance, don't trash the hotel room. Conduct yourself in accordance with community guidelines and these terms of services. So you have to behave even if you are rocking it out. To make available music works from a variety of artists within Twitch Sings, from rock to pop, Twitch negotiated licenses with many different rights holders and continue to do so in order to add new musical tracks. The licenses granted to Twitch allows Twitch to use the works and offer them to you for use solely in connection with Twitch Sings and the Twitch services. Twitch Sings content has not been cleared for use outside Twitch services. What this means is that in your new rock and roll lifestyle, do not, let me just scroll down. Uh, Make unauthorized use of copyrighted elements of Twitch Sing songs, including the use of the story of a song in another creative work. So you cannot use any copyrighted element of Twitch Sings in another medium. Assert copyright ownership of the song or any arrangements of the song provided in Twitch Sings or use your performance with Twitch Sings outside the Twitch services, with the exception that you can use the YouTube exporter tool offered on Twitch. However, you may not exercise any rights to claim or monetize any exported content or block, dispute, interfere with, or suppress any attempts by a music rights holder, such as a music publisher who controls the song you recorded, or to claim or monetize exported content. Doing any of the above may subject you to a notice of alleged infringement from rights holders and their agents. Last, we want to alert you to the fact that music rights tend to evolve over time. Thus, we reserve the right to modify or remove certain songs or other content from Twitch Sings, for example, as necessary to comply with their music licenses or with applicable laws. This may mean that Twitch will be required to take down previously recorded performances. Twitch takes no responsibility and assumes no liability in connection with your use of Twitch Sings. So, number 18 is completely useless to a newbie unless they're interested in Twitch Sings, which I am not. Most likely people go to Twitch for something else. So let me just change my scene. Oh, well, there you have it. For about an hour, I read through the entire Twitch terms of service. It was a bit exhausting, honestly. So I might need to get used to that. Yeah. Okay, so what else? Again, as I mentioned, this channel is still in its infancy, and again, I love gaming and I love to learn. There's a problem there, gaming and learning, and some usually games for learning are not for adults, or they're more aligned with the for kids. So I'm not really comfortable with that. Not that I don't want to, but uh, I'm a grown man. If you can't understand that, so let's just go ahead and okay. So let's see. What can we play? My God, it's dark. Ah, I see. So let's check this out. 31 frames per second. General autosave on. Video full screen. auto background. Let's turn it off. Okay. So I haven't played Terraria in a while. Let me just go ahead and change my category. Terraria. Terraria. There we go. Let's update this. Horror. Really? So I've been using this character for a while, but honestly, if you can see the time, I spent 227 hours, 40 minutes on this guy, and I'm not really happy. I actually just recently finished hardcore mode. I started hardcore. Oh, sorry, not hardcore, but the difficulty after the wall of flesh. Let's use this guy. I haven't played this in a while, so when was the last time I played? 2017, 2018? Okay, 2018, January 3, 12, 6, January 12. This was recently created. Okay, I think this is it. Let's check. Okay, let's check if I have any dropped frames. Oh yeah, I got a lot of that. No, this is not it. Let me just move stream health above here. Chat. Just move this. I will need to see chat because, yeah, of course, chat. Okay, let's go. This is just my weapon. Yo-yos. Very fun, but they're not really touted. They don't really give that much of damage. Okay, I forgot what I was doing with this. Oh, well, where's my cast? Ah, my spider staff. Of course, why not? Spiders are very nice. They tend to follow. Do I have balloon? But I have wings, so I think I'm good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, let's go up a bit. Right. Let's go ahead with the wrench. Forgotten what to use here. What do I use? I think I'll have to use wire cutter. Oh yeah, the grand design. Okay, cut. Yes, cutter. Right, then just put. Can I put? There you go, some light. Oh, look, some crystals. Is this a diamond? Shining bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Just go get this. Right, go spiders. Whoop. Well, if this is bad, I can't expect other games to be better. Again, that just might be me, but hold yourself to higher standards, I say. Alright, there you go. Let me just get these. Alright, heart. What was that? What was that? Is that a diamond? What was that? Oh, some golems. Take care of them, spider. Spider, spider, spider uppercut. Okay, let me just add some color here. Some coins. Ah, I see. No, this game is really addicting for me. Not not because I'm not sure why, but I really like collecting these stuff. Alright, let's just get this. I'm not sure why I feel this way. Oh, you can see there's a lot of enemies on my left side. I'm gonna try to drill down. I'm not trying to avoid them. I'm just trying to get. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Right. There's so many. I see a lot of flashing things here. Alright. This drill is really useful. I like its range, but it could be better. I know that there are other better equipment than what I have. So let me just go out. The hole that I dug for myself. Mm, right. We gotta remember this. I don't like this place. Let me just go ahead and check what system resource is taking up a lot of my resources. Uh, am I lagging, guys? Or guy, whoever is on my channel? I don't think anyone's here, but let me just try to interact with myself. So, if anyone's out there, please tell me if I'm lagging from your perspective or not. Alright, oh my god, my memory. Alright, I got the goblin army. They're angry. So am I. Oh yeah, I remember this. I was trying to dig here. Yeah, but well, the Goblin Army is rewarding, but then again, it is kind of hard. I mean, I'm tired of doing them. It's whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go ahead and place this. Barden, Barden. Just go ahead and dig that hole. Just get this and plug this in. I really don't care. Well, my Google Chrome is eating up a lot of my RAM. Terraria too, but then again, I'm playing Terraria, so I should expect that. I might need to disable a couple of my windows. Chrome is a RAM hog. Let me just try to get myself into a lot more trouble than I really want to. Just take this. Okay, get me those tasty, tasty lights. Oh my god, I'm out of space. The final frontier. Mm. What can we get rid of? I think let's get rid of that slush block. It's not useful, at least from my perspective right now. It's not really that helpful. Alright. So what else can I get rid of? I guess this chandelier. Yeah, who needs a chandelier? Chandelier. I guess I have to go home. Okay, is that the Goblin Army? Okay, here we go. Let's go fight those inefficient pricks. Wow, those are very aggressive spiders. There you go. Let's go eat that. Goblin. Oh, eat that, you goblin. By the way, today it's a very sad day. The world lost a very important man. He's very influential. I mean, since I was a kid, and I actually started collecting some comic books. So this guy, Stan Lee, he's an inspiration, or he created some of the best characters in the Marvel universe, particularly Spider-Man, my favorite. Uh, he also created like the Hulk, I believe the X-Men, but I'm not 100% of that. But he's one of the most influential figures of entertainment, particularly in the comic book industry. I mean, you can say his name and everyone knows him. Anyone who doesn't either doesn't know him or is just pretending that they know him. But that Stanley is very influential. We lost him to pneumonia. Of course, it's a sickness, but I believe he suffered through that time. It's very painful. I wouldn't want that for me. But then again, he lived a very fulfilled life. I mean, from what he's created, he's not only influenced people to love drawing, uh, of course, his art, very nice, very unique to him. If you say Spider-Man, you exactly know who he's talking about. There are other characters created around the characters he's created, like Scarlet Spider, and other guys like that. But no one compares to those guys, to the originals. Stack. Let me just stack them up. Okay, I have an armored metal detector. I have a precise metal detector. My God, when I started gaming, my frames dropped like so bad. Later, I'll check a touch inspector regarding this issue. Just quit. Just switch scenes. Alright. Look at this shit. That's like my fat. So well, I've been playing for about an hour and a half, and I'm already freaking tired. So what else am I to do? Let me just go ahead and open up some of my notes here. For my references, I keep all my notes on the cloud in uh, Google Drive, just Google Sheets. So let me just put in my experience here so far. We just check the details of Twitch Inspector about my dropped frames. That's so bad. Twitch. Okay. Just log in with Twitch. Authorize. Unstable events chart. So can I honestly know what's causing this? Are there any logs? Just look at this. This is art. This is kids art on my wall. Look at that. That's my window. That's my TV. It's not working anymore. That's why I put it down. I put it down. So I guess that's it. So this was initially just a trial of my stream. Again, I'm still not sure what I want to do with my channel. I also like movies. Probably will review them with you. But of course, I can't show the content, so I'll just view it on another screen and you'll just see my reactions probably. Um, by the way, the oh, let me just go back, change my stream to IRL. Okay, talk shows. I think this is just a talk show. 6 o'clock. What day is it today? Tuesday. Ah, yeah, I remember. I was supposed to have school today, but classes are out. Uh, so I didn't go to school, of course. There's no classes. But today is a school day for me. After my work, now at school, I'm so tired. Um, so the trailer for Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, I believe, just launched today, earlier today. So I watched it. My thoughts: Pokemon is something for kids. I mean, I've outgrown them. When Pokemon was launched, I loved it initially. The 150 Pokemon, you gotta catch them all. The slogan was very catchy. But then again, I lived in a heavily Catholic, you may say, or Christian, as other people may say, community. So let's say that the pastors or the elders in our community really discouraged us from playing or watching Pokemon. So as much as I really liked it when it launched, and I was an avid fan of watching the series on TV or cable TV. I loved it, but elders were not letting us watch it. So, as much as you like something, if you're disconnected, it's either you find a way or you just let it out of your life. I'm the one who did the latter, and I'm glad that I did actually, because even though I like it, now that I look at it, Pokemon are just weird. I mean, how many Pokemon are there? I think there's like 600, 700. Not sure, because again, after the first 150 launched, I think there was another year. It was another year, then they added another set of characters and they added another set of characters. There's an evolution above Pikachu, there's an evolution below Pikachu, and an evolution twice above, double below. I'm not sure. It got convoluted. I think what really pissed me off was they had the letters, and I really That's when it hit me. These guys are running out of ideas for Pokemon. I forgot what set that was, but when they launched the Pokemon letters, I was like, yeah, no. And another news, another set of news. I just recently learned this, I think yesterday or the other day. I've been an avid user of Razer. By the way, this is not um, this is not a promotion, but I'm just speaking from experience. Razer. I've been an avid gamer of Razer Cortex. I've been collecting their Z Silver for. I'd have to apologize for the dogs. Those are my neighbor's dogs. Those are not mine. I hope they shut up. Please shut up. I guess they're not stopping anytime soon. Anyway, again, as I was talking about my, where was I? Pokemon, and then yeah, Detective Pikachu. The trailer really feels weird. I like Pokemon. I like Pikachu. Not that much. I mean, what Pokemon did I really like? I didn't also like Mew and Mewtwo. The first movie they launched was, I don't know, it's really for kids. I liked it at the time, but as I grew older and watched it again, it was like, ugh, ugh, friendship. Ooh, friendship. Really. So I'm dropping frames again. Let me just update. Not sure why I'm dropping a lot of frames now. Hmm. So let me just check if there are any users on the channel. Users in chat. Yeah, me. To no one's surprise, of course, there's no premiere. That would have been nice, but I'm new to this thing, new to Twitch, and it's really for a newbie. It's really hard to come in. The features look advanced, way advanced for a beginner like me. So I don't think I can start off with a really good channel, but I do have some uh, on my channel. I believe you can see the buttons I have there for my personal blog. I also have my Facebook, my YouTube, my Twitter, I believe, but I'm not that active in Twitter. I have it just for promotions. I just look around sometimes. Really, uh, I don't interact with Twitch. For me, Twitch is a, how do you say this? That won't appear offensive, but it usually tends to show uh, or the vibe I get from the community on Twitch is more toxic. No, not toxic. It's conflictive. Usually, a lot of people clash ideas on Twitter, which is nice. I mean, if you like your idea, go with it, run with it on Twitch. I have no problem. But for me, that's not the environment for me. I like Twitch because I've seen channels like Grubby. I watched Grubby a lot before, and what's her name? That cute girl. I forgot, but she plays a lot of random games. And Overwatch mostly. I Speaking of Overwatch, I recently completed their event. I think it was the Halloween event of Junkenstein. It's fun, but if you do it every year, I mean, could you at least come up with another idea? It's nice. It's easy to play. You can play with a lot of people. I rarely lose because I use normal. Hard is already hard, and then going above that difficulty is extreme. I've never really won anything above hard, and I could not get it above, I think, 4 stars. I could never get it to maximum stars under hard. I tried the elite, I think that's the fourth difficulty, but it was again. I think we couldn't complete the first three waves, but I haven't played it in a while, so I only play normal. In Junkenstein's Revenge, I love it, but again, it's tiring if you always do that. I'm expecting Lucio Ball again, Winter Games from May's events, but I know what I expect. As much as I like it, the meta changes, but it's very repetitive. There are some gameplay or some games I can play that I can repeat all day, like Terraria. But right now I'm dropping a lot of frames. I'm not sure why, but I could play Terraria all day, and unfortunately not this time because I was having a lot of problems with streaming. It's giving me a lot of drop frames, disconnecting my stream. Like right now, yeah, it's not looking good. I'm getting around 2000 bit rate. I'm not sure if this is my provider. Philippines has only like two providers, Globe and PLDT. We do have Converge, but it's not available in my area. And it's really hard to get a subscription. Also, they're a relatively new service. As much as people that I talk to give or sing praises of Converge's service, I really can't move to it right now. I'd like to see a couple more people try it. Not a lot, but then again, I only know about two people out of a lot of hundreds of my friends that use Converge. Let's see. What else? What else can we talk about? Um, so if you like my content, please click a follow, subscribe to my YouTube if you have the time, if you're interested. What I put on my YouTube are mostly my gameplay of Heroes of the Storm. I play with AI because I've had some experiences. Of course, I also lose with AI, but damn, it's usually the team composition that we lose from. And there was this one game on Quick Match I remember. One of my teammates was Zarya. What my teammate did was they just walked from. We were playing Towers of Doom, and they walked from our point to the enemy's base, and they just walked right through. They died, and they just tried it again, walked again, and then another life. They walked back in, back to that base. That was a feeder. I remember I reported that guy, but yeah, because of that game, I quit Quick Match. I never played Quick Match again after that. Of course, there are other games like another one. I was playing AI. Was teamed with Leoric. This guy, I forgot his username, but what he did was he used Ghost Walk and he went to the base of the enemy and stayed with the tower and just stayed and died there throughout the whole game. But of course, I forgot who I was using, but uh, we won. It's like a 4 versus 5 versus AI, and we won. Although I forgot the composition, I think there was like two healers from the AI, one support. No, sorry, two supports, one specialist, one tank, one assassin, or one warrior, one assassin. Why don't they just call it a tank? It's essentially a tank. Um, let's see. What else? Okay. Let me just check my stream. on my mobile phone. Recent activity, I got. Am I still live? Yeah. No one's in chat. Got one viewer on my dashboard. Okay, nothing here. Viewers, followers. Alright, let's just. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere with this. What else? Yeah, first time ever in my life, uh, I donated blood. This happened at the Los Santos Hospital in Quezon City. Um, I've always wanted to donate blood. When was it? 2016, I believe. 2016. I volunteered or I joined my company's first responders. They called us first responders, but yeah, we were the ones that would organize the like escape plans, like when there's a fire. We were the ones to tell people to calm down, walk this way, fall in line. We have to make sure that the floor or the operation floor is clear before we're the last to go out. So during that time, I was really motivated to donate blood. Unfortunately, my schedule was at night, so they are not allowed to take blood from a person who works a graveyard shift, which I was at the time. And I asked a doctor friend of mine, and I'm not 100% sure of this. What they say is when you get blood from a person who who does not get a lot of sleep, that person may suffer from dementia. Dementia, as much as I hear it from movies, from shows I watch, it it really looks bad, and I don't want to be a victim of that. So I decided not to go through with the donating blood 2016. So I resigned and I moved to another company 2 years ago, and I've been IT help desk for this company I'm working for. I loved it. I love it so much. I love that company, and but this event was from a friend. They invited me to donate blood. I loved it. It's on my Instagram. If you have the time, look at my pictures on Instagram. I shared a couple of my pictures during that day. It was an event. They had a photo booth. They had cupcakes. They had mugs for free at the Los Santos Hospital. It was very nice. I think the nurses were students. Uh, at least most of them I recognize as very young. I'd say they're around 20, early 20s to mid 20s, and they're very friendly. I loved it. My first experience with donating blood was very nice, and I shared about, I think I filled one bag. Yeah, I think just one bag. I couldn't do two bags because it was my first time, and I'm not sure how my body would react. So as much as I'd like to have donated more blood, um, I couldn't. I had to make sure that my body could handle one bag first, and then maybe next time put out two bags. I'm not sure. So my goal probably for next year is donate another bag of blood um, or whoever may need it. I was told before in our training you could donate four parts of your blood: white blood, red blood cells, white blood cells, plasma, and of course the whole blood itself. So that includes everything: red, white, and plasma cells. What else? So I'll be moving. This is the current challenge I have in my life. I have to move because the owner of my house has decided. Oh yeah, they live upstairs and they could probably hear me talking. Um, I have to move because the my landlord, uh, my landlord suddenly had the urge to live where I'm located because they're roof is I'm not sure they can't repair it. My rent is really cheap compared to other places, but my house is, let's say, it's not building standard. Not sure how you can say it, but it's not up to code, really. I'm always afraid that one day one of my sockets will just burst in flames, but I'm glad that the husband of the owner, or the husband of the owner, is actually good with his hands. He's very effective with tools and electronics. He fixes the fuse box. A lot of the times, one time I busted a fuse. He helped me out. Very nice person. Uh, yeah, but unfortunately, circumstances require me to move out, which leads me to my other dilemma. Since the most recent problem in the Philippines right now is the higher prices for goods, commodities, basic needs. They're very expensive, particularly food. I love food so much, but I need another source of income. My income right now is high, but it really can't fit all my needs. Uh, Internet, house, yeah, transportation. Yeah, I have a lot of expenses which can't cover everything. But I'm still glad. I'm still glad where I'm at in my life. I'm trying to look for other sources of income. Um, yeah, I tried. Not really. Hi, sneak plays one. I didn't see you in the chat. Sorry, users in chat. Oh, you're gone. Oh well. Not really that hard, I'd have to say. Sorry about that. I wasn't looking at the. I had an overlay above the chat. So sneak play. Sorry, I didn't address your answer or answer your question. But not really. I like it where I am in my life right now. Thank you for asking, by the way. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, moving out, and the location I'm moving to. I'm having problems with documentation. Documentation. I'm trying to fix it with my contact person at that location. So hopefully I can move out as early as November 20 or no later than November 20. I already asked permission from my landlord, so I could stay as long as December 5, but then they'd have to kick me out. And I understand them. They need this place. Um, yeah. I really look stupid. Yeah, when I see myself on camera, I might need to put some lights, because as much as I don't like it in my face, my bulb really isn't helping me out. So have to do better, I guess. Uh, yeah, yeah. I guess that's it. How long have I been streaming? Almost 2 hours. I guess let's cut this off. I like the break. I like the talk. Thank you for your time. Again, please follow if you like my content. Sneak Plays One. Hope to talk to you again soon. And welcome to my channel again. So how do I end the broadcast? Oh yeah, I have to use this one. Broadcast, and have a good one. Follow, like, subscribe on YouTube. I have all my links below. Um, Thank you.